Welcome to this Fundamentals Lesson Plan series on stairs and railings, layout and design. In this video, we'll take a look at creating railings from sketches. This is video 3 of 4. My name is John Harridge, and I will be your host for today's lesson. Let's look at the learning objectives for video 3. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to sketch a railing path using line work tools. Next, we'll be able to modify an existing railing sketch to make layout changes. And then last, we'll convert the railing sketch to a 3D rail element. With that, let's get started. Let me begin with an instructor demo, so please just watch and listen, and I'll let you know when to jump in for the hands-on exercise. I'm going to create a Scratch project using the default project template. And then we'll cover the key concepts of railings in this instructor demo. Railings are a type of system family that are created in projects and live inside projects. And so if I scroll into the project browser and expand out the families folder, you'll notice that there is a railings subcategory there. And if I expand that out, we will see all of the available railing styles that are included in this project template. However, note that some of the components that railings use in their definition are actually loadable families. So if I go to the Insert tab and click Load Family, we'll be able to take a look at where those are located in the Revit library. So scrolling down here, you'll see that there is actually a railings folder. And this is where the 3D based components live. So like balusters, for example. So if I select one, it'll show a preview in the upper right hand corner. So we have everything from like balusters to posts and panels. So this is where you can find those resources. I'll just cancel to continue. All right, so railings are sketch-based elements, and creating railings by drawing a sketch line represents the path of the railing known as the sketch path method. So with that, railings are found in the circulation panel on the architecture tab, and we're going to look at the sketch path method. So I start the tool, and basically at a minimum you need a start point and an end point, very much like drawing a line. And that's really all you need to define that. Now I'm going to disable the chain mode just to draw one segment at a time, if you will. And then continue to specify where the endpoint is. So I left click to complete that transaction. And just note that we're in a sketch environment, so not until you click the finish edit mode are you able to convert that to a 3D element. And now in the type selector, I just changed the type to a new definition. Now I'll go ahead and close out the sketch and convert that to a 3D railing element. So let me open up a elevation view just so we can see that. Railings are level hosted elements. So if it's freestanding like this, in this case, the railing is going to reside on the level that you placed it on. And if the level height changes, the railing would move in parallel. Now I'm looking at some manipulation or flip grips, if you will, with railings. So in case the handrail's on the wrong side, you can select the railing on screen and then left click to flip the orientation of the railing. So going back into plan view, let's take a look at creating a multi-segment continuous railing layout. And so I start the tool again. This time I come back over the options bar and enable the chain box. And I'll start the railing series here. That's the first segment. Here's the second segment. And then here's the endpoint of the third segment. I'll go ahead and finish the sketch to convert that to an element.
And let me open up a 3D view just so you can see that a little better. And I'll remove the first instance so we can focus on the multi-segment railing. So one common activity that you might need to perform is just modifying the railing after it's been drawn. So if I select the railing on screen and choose Edit Sketch, then I can take one of these sketch lines and relocate it to a new location. And then close out the sketch by finishing it. So that's one simple editing technique that you can use on existing railings in a project. So I'll go ahead and delete that instance. And now we'll move on to placing railings on stairs. So to set this up, I'll create a stair without a railing. So I do that by clicking on the railing tool button and then changing the specification to none, and then click OK to continue. Let me restart this again, and left click outside the bounding box to set the direction of the stairs and finish the sketch. And I'll open up a 3D view again just to demonstrate that no railing was included in the generation of this particular stair element. So next, let's go to the level 1 plan view and we'll add a railing. There is actually a dedicated tool for this. So in the railing pull down menu, if you choose place on host, then it gives you an option to choose whether you want to place it on the stair tread or on the stair stringer. So if I choose stringer and then select the stair on screen, it actually places an instance of each stair railing on each side to match the length of that stair condition. And you could also specify which one's going to be the active one. Now, what if we want to extend the railing beyond the first riser? Might use this to help people use the stairs better. And so editing the sketch, you would think that all that's required is just to extend the original sketch line beyond that footprint of the stair and close out the sketch. But indeed, we receive a warning message saying that this may not be desirable. And so if I left click to accept it and then open up a elevation view, you'll see what happened here is that the railings continue to go below the floor level, and that's not the intent of extending the railing. So the correct way to do this is to select the railing and edit its path. And going back to a familiar editing tool in the Modify panel, we do have a split tool. So all we need to do is split the sketch segment so that we have segments that align with the slope of either the floor, and left segment in this case, and the right segment to follow the slope of the stairs. And then go ahead and finish the sketch. And I'll open up the elevation view again. And now it appears as intended. With that, that concludes this instructor demo. Now let's move on to the hands-on exercise. To begin the hands-on exercise, let's open up an existing file. Go ahead and click Open and navigate to your tutorial directory. And let's open up the Stairs 03 exercise file. The purpose of this exercise is to modify the existing railings that are in place on the ornamental stairs that are in the railing lobby and modify the path to enclose the landing that you see on screen. So with that, let's open up the level 2 plan view. and zoom into the landing area in the floor plan. Next, we'll select the railing in the canvas window. Left click to put it in a selection set. And then in the contextual ribbons, go ahead and choose Edit Path. And what we're going to do is add additional line work to that path. So go ahead and pick up the line tool in the Draw panel. Make sure the chain mode is enabled. Go ahead and start the sketch at this endpoint and drag the cursor up, and let's enter a value of 100 and then hit the enter key to accept that value. Drag the cursor to the right and let's enter a value of 2000. And to complete this series, go ahead and drag the cursor straight up and left click when you touch the inside face of the wall. All right, that's the intent of modifying this sketch. Go ahead and finish the sketch. Next, we will delete the railing that's on the left side and replace it with a copy that we just created. So choose Modify to end the command. Move back into the canvas window, go ahead and left click to select the left railing and then hit the delete key to remove it. Next, move over to the railing that we just created. Go ahead and left click to put it in a selection set. And then in the Modify panel, go ahead and choose Mirror Pick Axis, and then left click on the vertical line represented by the arrow indicator. And now we have a copy. Go ahead and choose Modify to end that command. And just to confirm the results, let's go back and open up the 3D view, lobby, stairs view, and just confirm that the railing follows both the stairs and the landing. All right, I'll select Modify to drop the selection set of the railings. Let's continue by performing a save file as, and give it the name Stairs 03 exercise finished. Click Save after you give it a name. This concludes this exercise. Let's take a look at next steps. Let's review the learning objectives for video 3. In this lesson, you were able to sketch a railing path using line work tools, and then we were able to modify an existing railing sketch and make layout changes. And then we were also able to convert the railing sketch to a 3D rail element. With that, let's take a look at Autodesk resources available to you to continue your learning path. I would like to make you aware of two specific Autodesk resources. The first one being the Autodesk Education Community, where you can access free software for both students and educators, and that can be located at www.students.autodesk.com. It does require registration, and you can use either your own personal email address or a school-issued email address. The second resource is the Autodesk Digital STEAM Workshop. It's hands-on, project-based learning across multiple industries such as architecture, engineering, gaming, and animation. And those resources are located at www.digitalsteam.autodesk.com. This concludes this exercise. Thank you very much for watching.